Last time you met Desmo, the husky shepherd cross who struggles with reactivity and anxiety on walks. We started working on a simple exercise at home, with no treats, no aversive tools, and no force. But this week, the challenge is bigger. I need to teach Desmo's owner how to stop relying on physical corrections and start using her voice.
No. Desmo, no.
Can I teach this to them?
Yes.
Will Desmo start listening? And can his mom step up to the challenge? Let's find out in today's video.
How about the homework going?
It's going well.
Yeah.
To the point where he's bored of it.
Yes.
He's very quiet, which is nice.
Okay.
That's good. We had a run-in where we were doing it, and he saw a dog walking by. And at first he was anxious and reacting, and then I told him no, and to come and to continue following, and he did actually settle and continue on as if he was bored and happy to do so.
Okay.
So I liked that.
Okay, good. That's a good sign. So what that means is he's looking for, first of all, something to do.
Yes.
And second of all, looking for guidance, right? So that's good. So today what I wanted to work on mainly is working on correction, kind of reward. How do we correct him? How do we reward him? How do we communicate to him, like do this, don't do that, and then also improve the walk, right? Because from the videos that I've seen, he's walking on his own. We don't want him to walk on his own. We want him to walk with you, right? So we're going to work on those. And that should be it for the day. Hey dog lover, just to interrupt quickly, I just wanted to let you know, if you are struggling with your dog and if this video is resonating with you and you're having trouble with your dog because of reactivity, aggression, or any type of behavioral issue that is driving you crazy, I'd love to help. All you have to do is set up a free video call. The link is in the description. Let's get back to the video. If you're working inside of the house and you're doing things and you see that he's bored, you can do the same thing that I'm teaching here. The difference would be you're going to attach the leash to your waist and attach the leash to him, and then you're going to do everything inside of the house with him attached to you for as many hours as he requires. So like if after half an hour you see, okay, you say, I'm tired, I want to go have a nap, let him go have a nap. Okay. Don't drag him all day long. If you see that if he needs it all day, do it all day.
Okay. You're stuck with me, Desmo.
Yes. All right. So what I would do now is, so that's one of his favorite toys. It looks like.
His only toy.
Yes, you like that, eh? All right. So when it comes to correction and reward, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are communicating to him clearly. And the way I look at it is that when you are maybe just saying good boy all the time, you're not clear. And when you are saying no, bad dog, bad, when you're doing that also, you're being extreme and not clear either, right? So in order to provide that balance, we need to create both feelings or both communications with him, which is yes and no. And the way you teach him yes and no is, for example, we're going to use this opportunity that he is actually into that toy of his. So I'm going to teach him yes and no, right? So, nope. Good boy. Nope. Good boy. Yes. So there was a short communication, yes and no. Let me try again. Let's see. Nope. Luckily, it's a short toy. I can't even grab it. So when it comes to situations like that, what we want to do is, in the beginning, we want to be adding a little bit of physical and also verbal correction, just to be clearing the communication. So, nope. Good boy. So that was the physical correction plus verbal, right? So I'll try one more time. Nope. 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 Good boy. There we go. Nope. 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 Good boy. Good boy. So in the beginning, I'm adding a little bit of physical verbal correction just to be clear to get the point. Otherwise, you know, again, because of my disadvantage of him having a short toy that I can't really be interacting with. Nope. Good boy. Oh, yeah. So I have to be really careful. So the way he's playing, so I'm gonna let him settle down again. Nope. Good boy. Good boy. So he kind of responded to that. So now, next try, I'm gonna try just verbal. The thing is, if we are hanging on to the physical correction, then we're not doing things right.
Okay.
Right? We have to be really clear. So, nope. Good boy. Get it. Get it. Get it. Yes. 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 Nope. 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 Good boy. So that was about 3 corrections. One of them was physical included, so he got a point. Good boy. Okay, get it. Let's see now. I'm just going to verbally correct him. Desmo, nope. Good boy. So that was the verbal correction only, and he let go. So what that tells me, first of all, that yes, there's a proof that we don't have to hang on to physical correction for a long time. We can just use it in the beginning. Nope. Nope. In the beginning, just use it. And then second of all, what it tells me that he's moldable.
Okay.
He's willing to please. There you go. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. So that's one of the ideas and techniques that you can use to teach him yes and no.
Okay.
So this was one example of him playing with this toy.
Okay.
You can use it with any other toys that he likes.
Okay.
Just practice that yes and no, so he learns that, okay, I can stop the game and I can start the game, right? Desmo, nope. Nope. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Nope. Good boy. So now the biggest challenge would be, in a way, this to be over here. Nope. Nope. And him actually letting it go. Nope. Right? So the reason I like exercises like this, because that piece of wood can represent a dog.
Okay.
Right? If we can control our dog with another piece of wood that represents a dog, how are we supposed to control?
So is that why we would use yes and no versus drop it and leave it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's a good point. So in my point of view, I like to use just yes and no rather than drop it or off or stop it or don't do it. You know, there's so many words, right? And it gets confusing for the dog, right? You know, so many words he has to learn, right? But when we say no, it becomes no to every aspect, every situation.
Okay. That makes sense.
So there's the wood, there's representation of a dog. Nope. Good boy. Nope. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. 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 This way. So he ignored the wood. Yeah. But one more thing that I'm noticing, because he can't go after that, he's going after this, right? So nope. 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 So what that tells me, nope. 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 Good boy. Good boy. He gets agitated. right? So our task is to bring his adrenaline that is running in himself down quicker, faster.
Okay.
So one of the reasons that happens, one is because of the breed. Number two is because of too much stimulation.
Yeah.
So, for example, you'll see athletes when they are performing, even after they perform, they have a hard time calming down and cooling down. It takes them a few hours to calm down and finally rest and relax,
Yeah.
because adrenaline is running. So that's why we don't want to over-exercise our dogs. Nope. Good boy, yes. So that's a praise, just a verbal praise. Good boy. So we have to adjust his exercise level. As a husky, yes, we are told that huskies are very active, very annoying if you don't exercise them enough.
Correct.
Right? But the other part is you still have to realize that he's a dog. Yeah. What that means is he's a pet. It's a domesticated animal.
Yeah.
It's not really a wolf or an animal. It's a domesticated pet. Yeah. Right? And domesticated pets, they live a different life. And fortunately or unfortunately, he's living with humans. And humans, they don't have 5 hours a day to exercise a dog in order for it to behave properly. Yeah. Right? So we have to be realistic and give him what is maximum need of him and also what is realistic to us. Okay. Right? So I would stick with 1 hour of exercise anyways. Okay. Right? No matter the breed, no matter the age, no matter the size, 1 hour a day of exercise is good enough for him. Okay. And you can implement the exercise either playing with him here or little short walks, and then maybe some more exercise and play inside. And all together, it becomes 1 hour a day. Because you don't want him to learn that I have to get stimulated 3 hours a day in order to live properly. The other thing is when you exercise him like 1 hour, 2 hours, then he's going to say, okay, I need 3 hours. Yeah. And then after 3 hours, he's going to say, no, I need 4 hours.
You don't need stamina, buddy.
Right? So that's why it's important to control the exercise, give a lot of rest time. Many dog owners, they don't rest their dogs enough. Yeah. They are supposed to sleep 16 to 18 hours a day. Yeah. Right? And just consider that, right? Okay. That he has to sleep as much. You know, they take short naps. Yeah. Right? If you're getting value from this video, all you have to do is just hit the like button. And if you're struggling with your dog, such as reactivity or aggression or any of those behavioral issues that are unwanted for you, I'd love to help. All you have to do is set up a free video call. The link is in the description, and I can't wait to chat with you. Now, let's get back to the video. He is resting now, which is good, but we're going to get him to work a little bit more. Desmo, this way. So I'm going to practice a little bit more of that temptation. Good boy, yes, yes. Nope. So what I also notice when I pet him, he gets super excited. Yeah. So I'll just stick with the verbal. Okay. I think verbal works best for him. Praise, but verbal. One more time. Let's go. Getting closer to it. Good boy, right on top of it. So imagine that's another dog again, right? Nope. Nope. Good boy, self-automatic correction, very good. I'm not gonna pet him, I'm just gonna, this way. Nope. Good boy, nope. Now, the other thing that I'm gonna teach him is proper walking. So this is something that you can practice inside, outside. So when you're walking him, One of the things that I want you to realize is that he's got about 6 foot of leash. So we want him to, come on Desmo, we want him to walk on a loose leash and paying attention to us, right? Good boy, good boy. This way, good boy. And exercises like this are very good as not only stimulation, but teaching him how to walk nicely by you. Good boy, Desmo.
So I noticed like the first few times we practiced, he was, you know, paying attention like he is to you. And then he still came with me following, but he was not like looking at me like he was bored. He was
You're right,
like,
right.
I'm not exciting anymore.
Yes.
Whereas you're still exciting.
Right.
So how would I get him more
have a
interested in
constant communication with him. Reinforce the behavior that you want, and also remind him that he's doing good. So for example, I don't want him to do that. Desmo, nope, this way. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. This way. Nope, nope. Good boy. This way. Nope, 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 nope. This way. Good boy. Constantly remind him that he's doing good. So I'm not saying don't let him sniff and stuff. He can do whatever he wants as long as he's not pulling on the leash and he's not misbehaving. This way.
You can tell it's colder today because he's
happier.
More lively.
Happier, yes. You can use, again, obstacles to improve the walk. So here's a narrow space. Good boy. This way. This way. Nope. Nope. If you need to correct him, use the leash to correct him rather than getting physical with him.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is, nope. Good boy. Good boy. So just a little bit of nudge, right? One of the biggest mistakes dog owners or dog trainers they make is they yank too hard and they get too physical with the dog. If you're getting too physical, if you feel that you need to really yank him, that means your message hasn't been clear.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is this way. Nope. So he has to respond to that. We don't want to get physical with him. Nope. Desmo, this way. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. This way. Good boy. Nope. So you have to be able to control him just verbally. The idea again here is to correct the dog physically, verbally, or reward the dog physically, verbally, and then reward or correct the dog just verbally, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually you don't have to correct or reward anymore. It becomes a natural, normal behavior. So Desmo, this way. Good boy. Good boy. At the moment, I'm controlling him physically, verbally, kind of. This way. There was a little bit of pressure. This way. Good boy. So one of the things that you see I'm telling him is this way. This way. This way is a cue like, hey, we're changing directions. So he's not surprised. Nope. Nope. Good boy. So imagine if I'm walking and I all of a sudden change direction. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want that to happen. So instead, we give a clue to the dog. This way. Good boy. So he kind of prepares himself. Desmo, this way. Good boy. Nope. Good boy. So imagine if you practice this for a little while this way. And then you can do this. This way. Good boy. Becomes off leash control, like, you know, in a month or so, right?
Yeah.
This way. Good boy. Desmo, this way. Sit. Good boy. Heel. Yes. Nope. Sit. Nope. Good boy. This way. Yes. So eventually becomes off leash, right? But that's the purpose. That's the reason why we're doing this leash work in the beginning.
Right.
Nope. Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So your challenge is to go by the stick. I'm going to entice him a little bit. And your task is to stop him from responding to this.
Okay.
So there we go.
Desmo, no. Good boy. This way.
Good. So be very communicative.
No. Desmo, no.
Good.
Yes. Good boy.
There we go. Yes. Don't forget to praise him too.
Yeah.
For not overdoing it.
No. No.
So
No. Yes.
there we
good
go.
boy.
Yes. Yes. Good boy. So I'm going to entice him again.
This way.
I'm just kicking up a notch of your challenge here.
Whoa.
So that's another dog. Just think of it. That's
Desmo,
another
no.
dog, right?
Okay.
Right. That's
Yes,
how.
good
That's your. You know, your family members can become distractions too,
Yes.
right? And they can cause headaches and problems too, right?
Yes.
Right. So you have plenty of opportunities to practice on.
Okay.
Right. All right. So one more time.
Desmo, no. Yes. Good boy. This way.
Good. So you're correcting him physically too much.
Okay.
Don't rely on physical correction.
What do I do when he's like at the end of the leash pulling?
So,
Like, how do I...
good question. Don't let him get into that position
Okay.
first. So here's what I mean. Nope. You see? Stop him before he gets in there.
Okay.
So verbal communication as much as you can do.
Okay.
Okay.
Desmo, no. Yes. Good boy.
Yes.
Good boy.
Yes. Don't rely on physical correction.
Okay. This way.
Rely on verbal correction as much as you can. Your last attempt,
good boy.
Yes, attempt should be the adding the physical to it.
Okay.
Right?
That's what I've always struggled with, is that
Yes.
he's already at the end. I'm
Yes.
like, well, what do I do now?
So here we go.
No.
Correct him. Yes.
Yes. Good boy. Yes.
So, for example,
boy.
you know,
This way.
as soon as I kick this, he's going to react.
Yes.
So prepare yourself and correct him before he makes
Desmo, no. Good boy. Yes. Good boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. One more time. One more time.
This way. This way. Desmo, no. No. No.
So tell him no.
No. Desmo, no. Yes. Good boy.
Yes.
This way. This way. Yes.
Yes.
Good boy.
Right. And then you can have a little bit of break now, so he can kind of put it all together. You know. The other thing I want you to also remember is when we are doing the exercise part and then we're doing training, right? The next thing is a socialization, which is another way of stimulation. The care part, one of them includes rest.
Yeah.
Right? The reason we want him to rest like that
Yes.
is because as much as it is stimulating to learn and interact with whatever it is, right? Let's say it impacts them number-wise 60%. That information would not register in their brain if they don't rest.
Right.
That 60% will, only 10% of it will register in their mind if they rest. Yeah. So imagine how many times they have to practice and rest, practice and rest in order for the brain to actually absorb that information.
Yeah, that makes
Right?
sense.
Makes sense? So as much as he needs training, he needs rest as well. So that's why it's important to give him a lot of rest.
Yeah. It's just like This is considered
This
rest.
is rest. Actually, going in the house and also resting in on the couch or whatever.
He hates the house.
He has the house.
He only really wants to be in the house at night.
I've heard that.
Desmo, no.
From these breeds owners.
He's
that,
also slightly scared of the hardwood floors inside.
Yes. So here's another challenge. You know that so hardwood floor can represent a dog.
Okay.
You know, do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Now you have a way of solving the problem, right? I'm giving you the tools and ideas so you can start saying, I can solve this now. I can solve this with that, right?
Yeah.
So see challenges as an opportunities.
Okay.
That you can say, you know what, I'm gonna solve this puzzle.
Yeah.
Right? And hardwood floor can be a challenge. Being inside of the house is not a challenge. He's a pet, remember.
Yeah.
Although he is a different breed, one of those special breeds, but he's still domesticated pet.
Yeah.
Right? He has to live inside of the house. It's not realistic for him to live outside the entire time.
Yeah.
He's a pet. He needs to go out inside. He has to get involved with the family activities. He has to be part of the family, right?
Yeah.
The other reason I suggest, I've got a lot of people actually saying that oh, I have a husky or Malamute or this or that breed that they want to just live outside. They don't want to come in. The problem is when you allow the dog to live kind of outside, you're creating that disconnect.
Yeah.
Emotional connection.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So encourage him to come inside, hang out with you. Attach the leash to your waist, take him inside, do your daily routine that you have to do, him with you.
Okay.
And then after a while, he's gonna say, oh, this is boring, this is too much actually. I'm getting too stimulated.
Yes.
Then you offer him a nice cozy spot that he can go and sleep in the house and then rest.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So you're giving him everything that he needs: exercise, training, socialization. So going inside of the house is called socialization.
Yeah.
You're socializing him with the house.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're caring for him, and then you're sharing affection. So all those fives, if you provide him, he's going to be much more happier, but also more willing to kind of work with you.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
This
is the real reservoir.
One of the
perks.
We do a lot of vacuuming in the house too. If you have beagles, so they shed. Everybody sheds. So that's your homework for this week.
Okay.
You're working on yes and no's, corrections, and all that. Again, whatever challenge you have, look at it as representing of your main challenge, which is the dogs outside that is reactive. If you can't solve this, remember you can't solve that. So
that makes sense.
Just start building layers of difficulty in your daily life challenges that you're going with him.
Okay.
And don't rely on physical correction much.
Okay.
In my formula, I say 5. 5 is a good number to kind of rely on. What I mean by that is if you're correcting him a lot of physical correction more than 5 times, that means you're not clear in your message, right?
Yep.
He's not getting it. So first time we'll say, okay, it was your fault.
Yeah.
Second time we'll say, okay, he didn't hear. Third time, okay, maybe there was a bird, that's why it was a bird's call. Fourth time, maybe, I don't know, the stick was yummier than anything. We come up with excuses. Fifth time, oh, okay, maybe I said it the wrong way. Then, it's all our fault.
Yeah.
But if you're clear, he'll get it.
Okay.
So the way I also look at it is when you're correcting him both physically and verbally, think of each correction as last opportunity. Okay. So let me be as clear as possible so I don't have to go to number 2. But if I go to number 2, let me make number 2 the clearest communication that I have.
I got to speak up.
Yeah. So one of the ways that I also suggest dog owners to feel how it means, well, how it feels. Just imagine if you're correcting him, let's say your neighbors also are on the side doing something,
Yeah.
they feel your correction.
Yes.
So, for example, if they're digging the yard, they are digging the yard, and you say no, they stop.
Okay.
Well, you're impacting the environment.
Okay.
That energy has to come out.
Okay.
Not yelling,
No. But
not getting angry, not being like aversive and extreme,
setting a boundary.
but like my power of no is nope.
Yeah.
That gives me power. It's not soft, it's not extreme either,
Yeah.
but it gives that like Desmo, nope, nope, go up, boy. So that's my power, right? You're gonna figure out also as you practice. You're gonna figure out, okay, that's the tone that I'm comfortable with, and that's the tone that Desmo responds to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna remember that and use that.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So that's your homework for the week.
All right.
I will see you next time with Casey and Finn. See you then.